What's up, guys? This is Let's Have the Conversation with T, presented by Beyond Beats and Culture. And today's conversation is about 2006. 2006 is a year when I was in middle school, and hip hop is really what I heard on the radio. I wasn't doing much research by then. I think like 2008, eighth grade is when I kind of like understood my identity and what I wanted to go towards and what I wanted to listen to in hip hop at that time. 2006 was when I was kind of like musically dumb, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really have my sound or what I really wanted to listen to back then. It was more influenced about what my friends was listening to, my older brother, or my parents, or what's on the radio. So it's going to be fun looking back of like what came out that year, because it's going to be things I never heard of. It's going to be things that I probably thought was a great album. And I don't know, we're just going to see how the year looked overall and like what was that year. Like, let's say how many classic it has and how many albums that I ever go back to from 2006. Now let's look. We're gonna go over to albumoftheyear.org. I think they have like they usually have a good like layout of years of like releases and stuff like that, and they map them out by like the critics and ratings and things like that. But hey, it's all subjective. If you love this album, you love it just because it got a bad score don't mean anything. All right, so let's go over and head over. All right, starting off at number one, Clips, Hell Have No Fury. So this is an album that, of course, I knew who the Clips was, but it wasn't an album I was listening to in 2006. This was something I had to go back to, like, in my later years, like high school. This album is really amazing. They have it as number one. I'm just saying, if this number one, I think the standards might be low for 2006. Number two is J Dilla Donuts, which is an instrumental hip hop J Dilla classic, R.I.P. These top two albums are albums like I go back to. So maybe it's not that bad. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it's gonna get. But this guy told a story, from our point of like what we think it is, God bless the dead. We don't really know his intentions of this album, but it felt like he was telling the story through instrumentals, samples, and things like that. It was really great. Number three, we got Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor. And this is another album that I go back to. Dang, this came out in 06 as well. Food and Liquor is amazing, man. Dang, the top three, it's looking kind of good. Number four, Ghostface Fishscales. I love this album too. This is something I like. Ghost was doing his thing on here. Had some J Dilla beats on here and everything, bro. I love this right here. Fifth Scale, dope. Subtle for Hero for Fool. See, this is when you lose me. Abstract instrumental hip hop. I don't think I ever heard of Subtle, but this album cover looks really familiar. I don't know if he's like from the UK or something. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I might have to do a little research on him. Spank Rock, yo, 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 yo. Instrumental hip hop, East Coast hip hop. Spank Rock. Never heard of this guy. The Roots, Game Theory, an album that I really haven't listened to. I know some tracks off here. Game Theory, The Roots came out in 06, but it is one of those Roots albums. The Roots really don't put out like too much bad stuff. This might be something I have to return to. So then maybe we got Ron Fest, Blue Collar. Never heard of this. I know who Ron Fest is. Used to rap with Kanye. It's from Chicago. I might check this out. I never ever thought about checking out a solo Ron Fest album. That might be something interesting I can do. Going through these lists and doing this makes me want to listen to more things. I see why a lot of old heads are stuck in the past. We got J Dilla The Shining, another dope instrumental tape. This is dope right here. I love J Dilla The Shining is one of my favorite producers, man. Apathy, Eastern Philosophy. Never heard this, but I know Apathy. Never heard this project. I know he's an underground guy. Coop, Pick a Bigger Weapon. The Coop is crazy. Boots Riley is like a director now. He has like a show. He has some movies. I know he used to have the West Coast stuff. I think they're from the Bay. But nah, the Coop is dope. Never heard this though. Merce and Ninth Wonder, Murray's Revenge. Never heard this. I know who Merce is, and of course I know who Ninth Wonder is. Merce on the cover, kind of like Brian Pumper, kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys know who Brian Pumper is, but don't look him up. 13, we got High Technology, The Chip. Never listened to this. I know who High Tech is, but never played this at all. It's not something I see a lot. POS Audition. I remember this. I used to skateboard and I hung out with a few skaters, and one of the older skaters, he was into a lot of underground hip hop. So he introduced me to Merge, Self-Titled, Immortal Technique, POS, MF Doom, and all those guys. It pretty much was the catalyst that got me more into underground hip hop. So I heard this album years ago, and I just don't remember it. Is this The Bri? I don't know. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but 2-3, never heard of that. Might have to be something I listen to. And we know this. Coined the term Hip Hop is Dead by Nas. Of course, I heard this album. Been years, it's been a while. I don't know. This might be something I need to return to just to get a refresh on it. But at 16, I don't know, man. This list is kind of weak. And then we talking about major, mainstream releases. It's nothing right now, but mainstream wise, I guess Clips, Lupe, kinda, Ghostface. I guess. Then you got More Fish by Ghostface right here. I don't know if this was this like part 2 of like a deluxe, a fish scale? That's a 17. So at 18 we have Sway. This is my demo. Is this Radio Sway? Nah, no. This is UK hip hop, they said. Never heard of him. AC Alone? Am I saying that wrong? Bro, I can't pronounce stuff sometimes. So you guys see me pronounce, I don't know who this is. Magnificent City. Never heard of it. 20. Oh, you got Ono Exodus into Unheard Rhymes. I never heard this. I know who Ono is. That's Madlib's younger brother. Dope producer as well. Never heard Ono's this album from him. Then we got Jail, Soft Money. Never heard of it. Madlib at 22. The Beat Conductor, Volume 1 and 2 movie scenes. I actually got this on vinyl back there. I love this. I love this right here. There's cool instrumentations, some dope samples. Cool. I don't know, man. This year might be one of the, I don't know. Maybe I can find a year worse than this, but I don't know, bro. E40, my ghetto report card. Never heard of this. I know E40 is, but I never heard it. Mr. Leaf, Momega. Never heard this. Plan B, who needs actions when you got words? UK hip hop. You get me out on that. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know no UK hip hop, okay? I just don't. So let's go to page 2. We got Outkast Idlewild. This is more of a soundtrack. So, like, I know a lot of people be, like, going in on this album like it was bad or whatever. It has some cuts on here, but I don't know. I never really use it as an Outkast album. I always call it, like, a soundtrack. But I remember when this came out. I remember the movie and everything. Nightmares on Wax, In a Space Out of Sound. I remember Nightmares on Wax. Like, I remember, like listening to some stuff. Like, I don't know if it was a group, but I just remember, like, people talk about Nightmare on Wax and, like, beats and stuff like that. So, never heard this though. We got Jedi Mind Tricks, Servants in Heaven, Kings in Hell. Never heard of it. I know who Jedi Mind Tricks is. Style P, Time, Money. I've been listening to some Style P music or like whatever they have on Apple Music. Never heard this. Styles P, Dope MC, Love the Locks. Never heard this album. Pigeon John and the Summer Pool Party. I don't know, man. It's starting to get a little weak, man. Is this Weakest Game album? We maybe had to have another discussion about that. He has a really good discography, but the Doctor's Advocate, I don't see many people talking about. T.I. King, I really don't care about this album that much. It has some cuts on here, I'm not gonna lie, but it's another one. Young Jeezy, The Inspiration, another album that has a few jams, but just didn't stick to me. And this is the album that we played in 06. I remember my stepdad, like because we thug Motivation 101. Master Killer, Made in Brooklyn. Never heard that album. K-OS, Atlantis. Hymns from Disco, never. Hymns, whatever. Yeah, Hymns. Too Sharp, Blow the Whistle. I just know the song, never listened to the full album. The Streets, The Hardest Way to Make an Easy Living. UK rap. Sounds a little whack. Psalms 1, The Death of Frequent Flyers. Nope. Snoop Dogg, The Blue Carpet Treatment. Yeah, I didn't really care for that. DJ Khaled at 40, Listen, the album. No, I will not listen. I'm good. Cut Chemist, Audience, and Listening. Never heard this either. Say turntablism, instrumental hip hop. I guess a lot of cutting. Ice Cube, Laugh Now, Cry Later. Didn't hear it. 45. We got Soul Position. Things Go Better with RJ and Al. Never heard of this either. Birdman and Lil Wayne, Like Father Like Son. This is the album when I was in 6th grade. I remember going on a field trip. I think I was in 7th grade when this came out. Yeah, October 31st. Okay. I remember I had this CD allegedly burnt. You know what I'm saying? Had it in my CD player, playing that joint, got off the bus from the field trip, threw away my sandwich in the bag the whole time. I didn't even know my freaking CD player was in there. I threw away my CD player, my freaking Like Father Like Son CD and everything. This album right here is not the best, but it has some cuts on here. Yeah, of course, you got Take a Picture, Click, Click, Take a Picture, Click, Click. I know what I'm doing. You know, T-Pain. Then you got Leather So Soft on there. What was another check? Ain't Pop Bottles on there too? Yeah. Killer Season by Cam. I'm middle of the road with this album. Dilated Peoples, 2020. Never heard this album. I know who Dilated Peoples are. Jay-Z, Kingdom Come. I actually love this album. I love this album. This album got me into Jay-Z. Like, of course I knew who Jay-Z was. I knew I knew his big hits and things like that. But this album right here, Kingdoms Come, in 09, I was in the car with my cousin Dad, and he was playing this album. Since it's a new era, I got a fresh new hat. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, hold on, that's kind of a bar. I don't know. I know people hate this album for some reason, but I like it. I like it. Kingdom Come by Jay-Z is slept on in my opinion. Phil Mob, Light Poles and Pine Trees. I never heard the album, but I know the tracks, you know. Method Man 421, The Day After. Nah, I'm good. That cover is booty. That's a bad cover. Rick Ross, Port of Miami. Got some joints on here, but nah, I'm good. Diddy, we're just going to keep going. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. 52, we got Pimp C, Pimpalations. My co-host did a not like a little mini review. He kind of discussed this project on one of his interludes. And, you know, this was just a lot of like older songs from Pimp C put together because like this was when he was in jail. This was something that was played in my household. You know what? It's not the best. 53, Exhibit Full Circle. Never listened to that. Roots, Maneuver. Eternally Deep. I'm good. UK rap. UK artists have weird covers. They have weird rapping names. And they title their like albums like weird, bro. I don't know if it's just because I'm American. Okay, Trick Daddy, backed by Thug the Man. That's a hard name. But I never heard this album. Akon, Convict. Come on, bro. Classic. He got some joints on here. Classic joints. Akon's on a crazy run. Busta Rhymes, The Big Bang. Nah, I think this one Busta like cut his hair, came back all swole. Never listened to this. Ludacris, Release Therapy. Is this the one that had like a little Tony was only some years old, some in the world so cold. I think, I don't know. Anyways, I'm good off that. I'm not a huge Ludacris guy. Gym Class Heroes are cruel as school children. I don't know that. Alcoholics, good off that. Oh yeah, we getting bad. DJ Shadow, my guy. Instruments, Hypey. He was on some Hypey side. Bubba Sparks, man. Who remember Bubba Sparks? Come on, bro. Southern Legend. At 62. At 63, we got Mobb Deep, Blood Money. I haven't heard this album in a long time. I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, I know this album. Pitbull, El Amaro. I'm good. We got 65 to Bog Pound. Cali is active. AZ the Format, 66. 67, Jurassic 5. Feedback. Jim Jones, Hustle F, 68. So, I don't know. I think y'all get it. 50, what? 69, Fergie the Duchess. It's not hip hop. Obi Trice. I don't know. I wouldn't say I love this album too much, but it's joints on here that I really love. Love the cover. I was just a huge Pharrell fan at this time. So, and then Mos Def, True Magic, DMX. All right, man. I think this is one of the bad years. This is a bad year. Young Jock, Lloyd Banks, LL Cool J, Todd Smith, Tupac, Proximate Release, Chingy. I had this album, 42. Yep. I think 06 was probably one of the worst years in hip hop history. I'm gonna go through another year, but 06 was pretty bad. I lived through that. It was some joints. Then we had like Laffy Taffy, like D4L around that time. It was a lot of snap music, and this is when a lot of people say hip hop was dying. So this is probably why Nas was like, "Hey, yo, it's a wrap. Hip hop is dead." But that'll be it with today's conversation. You know, we had the conversation about 2006. Is it the worst year in hip hop? If not, put some years in the comments, bro. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the conversation starts here, but it ends in the freaking comment section. So what you guys think about the video, let me know. Like, thumbs up, subscribe. This is Let's Have the Conversation with T, and I'm out. Peace.